First of all, thanks James for inviting me to this motivational Monday. Actually, this is an extension of what you already shared with us last week about this race that we participated about 2 Sundays ago. Maybe first, let me just share my screen, and I share with you some of the background of the context, right? Okay, you can see my screen, right? Okay. Now, actually, today I'm going to share some of the rewards or some of the takeaway that I have for this race. Now, a little bit of background of this race. In 2 weeks, 2 Sunday ago, on the 2nd of June, I participated in this SUP race, right? It's supposed to be a local, what I know, it's supposed to be a local events, but it turned out to be an international event. So a participant coming from Malaysia, Japan, Indonesia, Hong Kong, China, and Singapore, of course. And this race has got 4 categories, of course, both female and male. We have an open category, youth, and then the 40, 50 plus categories, and then the 60 plus, which is the category I was on. There are total 3 races. The distance race, that is the 4 kilometers race for me, and technical race is 500 meters, and the sprint 200 meters. Now, I want to just give you a text of this. Actually, it all started off because I wanted to do I started to do what we call a new sports after 60. And during the leaders planning day, I declared that I want to take up this new sport. And with the encouragement from James and Free Swan, I actually started the SUP on 8th of January 2003, of course, with the courage from Don as well, accompany me. And then since then, I've been practicing, I've been participating the activities weekly. I try to do it weekly and learn from the seafoods there. And then someone told me that if hit 100 hours water time, they should go participate in. So, and early this year, I say in a business planning day again, I say I want to participate in a competition SUP this year. So, and I do a rough calculation by end of May 2024, I already hit the 112 for the time. So I thought maybe it's good time to join. And I did, but was I ready for the race? Obviously, it's not. Why? Because I don't even know the rules of the race. And all I need to know is the start point to the end point. And I don't know what to do to win. To be honest, all I want is just to participate, gain experience, have fun. So the setting was pretty relaxed for me. And I really appreciate that it's such an opportunity came along and I quickly registered myself. And what I learned is that, for things to happen, first, I must know what I want, and then declare it openly, and then be prepared and willing to receive support. That is very crucial. In this case, I think the whole event, it may took more than 1 year for this to happen, right? For it a new sport that I had. Now, actually, because my intention was not to win the race so far, because I know that I'm one of the most least experienced paddler compared to the peers. I just wanted to enjoy and experience the whole race, right? How is it like? So I was more aware of what's happening, and a lot of learning can happen. So I just want to share with you some of the learnings during this race. Now, very interestingly, when we go to the first race is called 4 kilometer distance race. Now this is a picture of how it's supposed to be. And 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 actually when the whistle was blown, then we went launched in the water. I don't have a anxiety so called, even though I was the last in the first kilometer here, and I was the last in the race. But I realized that all I need to do is just keep close to the person in front of me. I'll be fine. I can complete the whole race. Um, but surprisingly to me is after the first 1 kilometer, I realized I actually overtook the person in front of me. And what does that mean? It means actually I want to come back last. And that means also that I may be able to get a medal because only 4 of us, right? I can get a medal for Slovenia. It's a surprise me bonus, right? But later on that I realized something went wrong. I was traveling a longer distance because I was going off the course. I went off the course. And I realized my competitors whom I overtook just now actually catch up and then overtook me because he traveled the shorter path, the straight line. So I have to make a decision, quickly come back, uh, and then catch up with him and overtake him. And that means also that I have to actually pedal continuously or intensively throughout the whole 4 kilometers in order to keep the lead. And that's pretty tough, during our practice in a weekly practice. Sometimes we pedal more than 6 kilometers, but we will rest every 2 kilometers for drink, chit chat, rest, then we go again. Pedal straight 4 kilometers, very rare, almost never practice that. So, and then in a competition setting. So, but there's a small voice inside me. When it's tough, the voice told me that, I'm not the only one that's suffering. Let's keep going. And true enough, I finished third and happy. This was the ending. I was just smiling. I was totally exhausted, not totally exhausted. And what did I really learn is that when we face with the when we are faced with uncertainty, right? Focus on the goal, persist to the end. That is golden rules. Just don't get distracted, And then we come to the second race. That was interesting because in the first place, I don't even understand what's the meaning of technical race. It's 500 meters. For my case, I thought it's maybe longer than a sprint. It's a middle distance, but actually it's not. Actually, this race was more demanding because it actually required us to do some twists and turns and all this, and that are the skills that I never practiced. And I was looking forward to, because I want to know how you feel like do this. And but unfortunately, right? Because the first race and second race there was a big gap, and what happened is that I was inexperienced. I take a seat, I took a long seat waiting for us to start. So soon after the announcement came and said that race 9, please go to the start line, I stood up. That the nightmare happened. I realized that my thigh muscle was totally cramped. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't move a step forward. How to start racing? My goodness, and I was a bit panicked, honestly. But now when James asked me need help, I said how to help, because the muscle might cramp already. And then just rub. And the moment I realized I can move one step, right, I told myself, move to the start line. Drag yourself to the start line first. And if you look at the picture here, right, even after the linesman noticed my abnormality, he asked me, "Are you okay to go?" I say, "I'm not sure." And when they're all ready to run in to start the thing, I was still hesitating whether I should go or should not go. But at the end, my mind told me that what's the worst case? The worst case is I couldn't reach the water, or even I reach the water, I couldn't stand up. I just stopped, So since I make up that mind, I decided to just go. So I went to the water, and I'm able to reach the water, and surprisingly, miraculously, I was able to stand up. Therefore, I paddled. I paddled the whole course, and of course, I come back last lah. The leg was so painful, but I feel completed and satisfied. That's why, because at least I feel I can experience how this twist and turn is like, you know. So the thing I learned is when we're in Liyama, when you're Lama, just take one more step forward and then one more step at a time. And that will bring us to new decision and a new distance and new place. That is something which is close. And in fact, many times in life, I face the same situation. It's true. Now, I said, the lessons learned from all these races, actually the least to expect is last race because it's only 200 meters. I end up to be the other way around. Let me explain to you. After I come back from 500-meter race, my leg was totally already, cannot move. So in my heart, right, it's not possible to go to the last race with this kind of condition, which is going to happen in like 45, maybe 30 to 45 minutes time. I won't be able to recover in time. So in my heart, quietly, I said, maybe I quit. But I remember that I brought new well spa. So this well spa, really helped me. 15 minutes, right? I rub and apply a lot of gel. And in 15 minutes, it reduced the pain by 80%. Whoa, I changed my mind. I said, I could go and compete so that I complete the whole race. So I thought I was well because I think the mind over the body already is not. It's like I'm ready to go. So happy about the real lesson come after this. When I'm ready to go, when we launch in the water, my leash detached. That is the most important part. I remember some of our seafood told us that, if you are going for the sprint, the speed of the unleashing, at the finishing point, detach yourself on the board and jump and go run to the finish line. The speed sometimes also influence the outcome a lot. So and here come my leash catch. I have to actually squat down and quickly leash it again. And in the rush, I leash it the wrong way. So what happened? Listen, I came back, right? I was unable to unleash and I have an off fall and have a severe muscle pull at the right. And that goes my race, right? It is something, but I was smiling because I instantly inside my heart was so appreciative of what happened, because I know that this thing happened for a reason. It's a big lesson to teach me that in life or whatever race we are doing, you need to know what's the critical things that never compromise. I thought I already raced 2 times. There's nothing wrong with the leash, but the last one I didn't do it. That is fatal. So the big lesson is in times of crisis, can I stay calm and I don't rush and make sure I do the right? Because that, if I do it properly, probably I may be able to, may not come in last. But anyway, this is more precious than I here. Now, in all, right, I think this whole race give me awakening learning. That is, first of all, if I'm prepared, I have ability to prepare for the worst, I can go for the best. The worst case is I'll be last in every year. Then I go for the race, I actually go with a winning mentality. Second thing is that winning a race is not as significant as winning myself. Because every race is about winning myself. Winning that race, a race has got its rules, its structure, but it's myself that is this varying mode that influence my outcome. Therefore, always, better myself in order to win every race. And of course, the last one is count the blessing. Knowing that everything that happened for a reason, and it's usually a good reason. I like this statement because in this case, nothing happened in my life is a disaster. It's actually a disaster in making. So, I mean, if you would ask me, if I were to race all over again, what would I do? I mean, very simple. First, I get my health ready. I got my fitness up. I make sure I master the skill, and I know the context of the race can do better. Better in terms of winning, better than my personal best. And that is what I learned from this. Next, another very big things I realized was throughout the whole thing, my family was there, and I realized and I believe also that my learning and my enjoyment double when family is together. In fact, the feedback that they give to me was so precious because they know me very well. They know what did I do? Did I do my best? Did I do more? And another most important is the team support. So crucial. This Thursday gathering as super, they help me to strengthen my commitment and ensure consistency practice. Until I'm competent enough to say I go for the race. Thanks. So many seafood teaching me. And this teamwork, right? You cannot find. If you don't, team behind us, it's very difficult. So in life, we need to have the team. We always say, we do our best, and the grace will do the rest. And if we don't show up, nothing will happen. This is my short sharing. I apologize for the technical delay, and I just want to remind that actually tomorrow Tuesday is Tuesday tip is by Hui Swan. Always very fruitful and very useful tips that she will share. So do remember to tune in. I'll see you next time. Right? Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you. See you next time.